The sound of rain is more than just pleasant. It triggers a neurological effect known as pink noise. Unlike white noise, which is evenly distributed across frequencies, pink noise has a more natural balance, with more emphasis on low frequencies. This makes it softer and less harsh to the ear. Studies have shown that pink noise can help slow down brainwave activity, which encourages deeper and more stable sleep cycles. People fall asleep faster when listening to rain because it acts as an auditory mask. This means it covers up sudden sounds, like creaking floors, distant traffic, or hallway footsteps, by replacing them with a consistent, gentle background noise. This steadiness tricks the brain into perceiving safety, making it easier to relax and drift off. When rain falls gently, it stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, the branch responsible for calming the body. It slows your breathing, decreases your heart rate, and signals your body that it's safe to rest. This process is the opposite of the fight or flight response, allowing for deeper physical and mental relaxation. Vivid dreams are more common on rainy nights, and one reason may be that the calming ambiance helps people stay in REM sleep longer. REM is the stage of sleep where most dreaming happens, and it plays a critical role in emotional processing and memory consolidation. The rhythmic nature of rain helps maintain that state by preventing abrupt awakenings. The Japanese concept of shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing, refers to the health benefits of simply being surrounded by nature. Even indoors, the sound of rain, the scent of wet earth, or visual cues like trees or wood textures can replicate a piece of that experience, lowering stress hormones and improving mood. The smell that often follows a rainstorm is called petrichor. It comes from oils secreted by plants and a compound called geosmin released by soil-dwelling bacteria. When rain disturbs these elements, they become airborne, filling the air with a scent that's been shown to evoke memory and reduce stress, especially when associated with peaceful past experiences. Our bodies produce more melatonin, the sleep-regulating hormone, on overcast or rainy days. This happens because less exposure to bright light signals to the brain that it's time to wind down. The dimmer light cues the pineal gland to produce more melatonin, naturally encouraging rest. At night or in dim lighting, your brain becomes more sensitive to ambient sound. It shifts its focus from visual input to auditory patterns, giving more attention to rhythm and tone. This is why the sound of rain can feel especially immersive, or even hypnotic in the dark. It becomes the primary sensory experience. Many insects, especially cicadas and crickets, go quiet before a storm. This isn't superstition. They detect drops in barometric pressure, which signal that rain is approaching. Their silence is a survival mechanism, conserving energy and avoiding being caught in the rain. When rain hits leaves in a forest or garden, the curved surfaces and natural structures of the foliage amplify and spread the sound. The droplets resonate differently on soft, flexible plant material than they do on hard surfaces like roofs or pavement, creating a layered and textured soundscape. A single cumulus cloud can weigh over 1 million pounds, or around 500,000 kilograms. This is because the cloud contains billions of tiny water droplets suspended in air. The reason it floats is not because it's light, but because warm air rises and supports the droplets, keeping them suspended until they combine into heavier raindrops. Reading by candlelight may seem old-fashioned, but it has unique effects on your body. The warm, flickering light stimulates slower eye movement and deeper focus. It also promotes slower blinking and reduces visual overstimulation, especially compared to screens, which helps you settle into a more restful state. Firelight flickers within a frequency of about 1.5 to 2 Hz, a rhythm that closely mimics relaxed human breathing. This natural alignment with your internal rhythms makes it soothing to watch. It's believed that our evolutionary connection to fire is why it calms the nervous system and lowers alertness. As bedtime nears, your body's core temperature naturally begins to drop. This mimics the effect of stepping into a cool, rainy environment. That's why cozying up under a warm blanket or hearing rain on the roof is so satisfying. It supports your body's transition into sleep mode. Early in the morning, many plants release more oxygen into the air through photosynthesis, particularly after a night of rest and moisture absorption. Opening a window during or after rain not only freshens the air, but brings in higher oxygen levels, helping you wake up more gently and feel mentally clearer. Pine trees and some other conifers release a compound called alpha-pinene, a terpene shown to have calming and anti-inflammatory effects. This scent can slow your breathing and help reduce anxiety. It's also found in some essential oils, which are used in aromatherapy to help people relax and sleep. To estimate how far away a storm is, count the seconds between seeing a lightning flash and hearing the thunder. Since sound travels at roughly 343 meters per second, or about 1,125 feet per second, dividing that number by 5 gives the approximate distance in miles. For example, a 10-second delay means the storm is about 2 miles away. Candlelight emits more than just visible light. It gives off infrared radiation, which you can feel as heat. This warmth subtly interacts with your skin's thermoreceptors, sending calming signals to the brain. The soft glow also lacks the blue spectrum light of LEDs, making it better for winding down at night. Honey is one of the few foods that never spoils. It has an extremely low moisture content and is naturally acidic, making it hostile to bacteria and microbes. Archaeologists have even found honey pots in ancient Egyptian tombs that were over 3,000 years old and still edible. When rain hits a wooden roof or cabin, it produces deeper and fuller tones than on a flat metal or glass surface. That's because wood absorbs some of the impact and resonates at lower frequencies, creating a richer, more comforting soundscape. The Icelandic language contains over 100 distinct words for different kinds of wind. These include terms that describe direction, temperature, intensity, and even mood. This linguistic richness reflects how deeply Icelanders are attuned to nature, especially in harsh, changing weather. Watching slow, repetitive visuals like pixelated rain or flickering candlelight triggers a mental state known as soft fascination. This state occupies your attention just enough to quiet distracting thoughts without demanding active effort. It's associated with reduced mental fatigue and improved mood. Trees and forests communicate through underground networks formed by mycorrhizal fungi, a mutualistic relationship between roots and fungi. Through these connections, trees can share nutrients, water, and even warning signals about pests or disease. This hidden system is sometimes called the Wood Wide Web. Your heartbeat can naturally sync with external rhythms, such as rainfall or waves. This phenomenon, known as entrainment, allows ambient sounds to subtly influence your physiology, slowing your pulse and breathing to match the tempo of the environment. Bats have evolved sensitive hearing that helps them detect the sounds of rain by interpreting insect behavior. If prey insects go silent before a storm, bats often avoid flying entirely to conserve energy, demonstrating just how attuned they are to subtle atmospheric cues. Distant thunder can have a soothing effect, lowering cortisol levels in some individuals. Its low-frequency rumble acts similarly to white noise, gently stimulating the auditory system while calming the stress response. Earth is home to more than 3 trillion trees, nearly 8 times more than previously estimated, while the Milky Way contains an estimated 100 to 400 billion stars. This surprising comparison highlights the abundance and diversity of life on our planet. Candle warmth emits both visible and infrared light. Infrared, while invisible to the human eye, is perceived as soothing warmth and can increase circulation in the skin. That sensation contributes to the psychological comfort of a softly lit room on a rainy night. Even recordings of rain sounds have measurable effects on the human body. In studies, subjects exposed to artificial rain or waterfall audio for just 5 minutes experienced lowered blood pressure and heart rate, effects similar to meditation. Some species of moss emit a soft green glow at night through a process called bioluminescence. While very faint, this light is thought to have helped ancient nocturnal insects navigate the forest floor. It's also been studied for its unique proteins in bioengineering. A single match head can reach temperatures over 600 degrees Celsius when ignited. Despite this intense heat, it produces very little light or ambient warmth in a large space. Most of the comfort we associate with a match or candle comes from our emotional and sensory associations, not its physical heat. Listening to a repetitive sound like rain for 10 minutes or more leads to a phenomenon known as auditory habituation. Your brain stops reacting to the sound consciously, but still registers it, allowing for relaxation without distraction, perfect for sleep or quiet focus. Watching a flickering fire has been shown in studies to reduce blood pressure and increase feelings of social connection, even when viewed alone. Researchers suggest this might be an evolutionary trait from early human life, centered around campfires. When a room is kept dark during and after sleep, the brain retains more dream detail. That's because the visual cortex is less stimulated by external input, allowing dream imagery to linger and be more easily recalled after waking. Sound travels farther and more clearly in cold air due to how it affects air molecule density. This is why distant rainfall, thunder, or even footsteps often seem louder or closer on cool, rainy nights. Some birds sing louder or more frequently during storms. Scientists believe this may be a coping mechanism. The vibrations of their own voices help them regulate internal stress during atmospheric changes. Herbal teas like chamomile or peppermint activate thermoreceptors in the stomach, which signal to the brain that the body is warming up. This contributes to an internal sense of comfort and calm, preparing the body for rest. After rainfall, forest air can hold up to 10 times more scent molecules than usual. This sharp increase in olfactory input can trigger emotional memories, often giving you a nostalgic or dreamlike feeling, even in places you've never been before. People fall asleep faster after reading a physical book compared to reading on a screen. Paper doesn't emit light, which allows your brain to transition into melatonin production without disruption, and the tactile experience helps reinforce routine and relaxation. When rain falls steadily on a rooftop, it creates over 1,000 soft micro-impacts per second. This rhythmic pattern is registered by your brain as predictable and non-threatening, the exact qualities needed to signal safety and allow you to finally let go.